Chainsaw Man. This is Chainsaw Man chapter 119, Thief. Last we left off, Denji and Asa had agreed to go on a little date at Denji's house, to which Denji explained that you could come over, but I got some rules that you have to obey no matter what, or you die. And that's kind of where we pick up. We go to Denji's apartment, and Denji walks up to the door, and he doesn't seem like stoked that this is happening. He is very nervous.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He explains Unbreakable rule number 1: don't open to the door to any apartment other than mine. So Denji, Asa's like, why would I open? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I open an apartment that's not yours?
Right.
And he's like,
I hope that plays a point later
yeah.
on, though.
I'm like, Denji's like, good point. Anyway, let's go. They go inside and they sit in front of the TV.
Is this apartment this box?
It's a small apartment, it seems.
There's no way. There's more rooms, right?
I think this is like a studio apartment. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess the studio would make sense since he's poor.
Yeah.
They sleep on.
What?
At the risk of sounding super ignorant.
Futons?
Yeah. They sleep on the floor, right? They don't have like beds with mattresses.
I think generally. They do. I think it depends. Some folks, like in My Hero Academia, a bunch of kids have like beds, but Shoto has a futon, I believe. So I think it's like a preference. It's a whole preference vibe.
Sleeping on the floor is good for your back.
I didn't know that.
I learned that from Avatar.
Oh, maybe that's why some of them do it. Maybe that's why it's like a tradition or something. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
the air nomads sleep on that.
Yeah. So they go into Denji's apartment. Apparently, Denji and Nayuta, who is the current control devil, they keep track of each other's farts by month. I don't know if you've seen this little calendar. It says March farts.
What?
Like, what the fuck? It seems like they're starting to watch TV, and then Denji remembers the second Unbreakable rule is to not open the fridge. And Asa's like, yeah, no, that's like, it's common sense to not just open someone else's fridge. And Denji's like, oh, all right.
Right, this is all brand new to him. He doesn't understand these things.
Yeah, a lot of the rules in Denji's household are just kind of normal things that he is not aware of because he was homeless, practically. He lived in a shed for most of his life. And Denji lists off the third and most important rule. His roommate is out walking dogs and she'll be home soon. She has she's a huge problem child with an extreme personality. So no matter what, don't make out with me in front of her. And Asa's like, the fuck? What makes you think I'm gonna fucking make out with you, bro? He's like, I don't know, but just in case. Just in case you were thinking of it, and if anything happens, just don't do it.
It's so funny. He says, huh? I know. I mean, right? Like, he's so like he doesn't understand. He's like, no, I'm not saying that we are.
I'm just saying. If it comes to mind, try not to make out with me is all.
The way his mind works is so, it's so hilarious. Like the order of things.
Yeah. And Asa's like, why would you even bring that up? Do you think I like you? And he's like, the fuck, you asked me out on a date.
Yeah, he's thinking that I figured you must 90% like me.
Yeah, it's just like, there's no way I'd like you. On the contrary, I hate you. And she's like, what? You hate me? He's just so confused. And she's like, yeah, I hate you. Besides, you have to obey the rules or die. Well, so do I. You should just stay away from me, Denji, or you'll wind up dead. And she explains that she only wanted a date with him because she wanted a distraction and that she'll leave after the movie. So after that, they just kind of like sit there and they start watching the movie. Denji starts thinking to himself, is just like, did was she only using me right now? Am I just is it normal? Isn't it normal to ask someone on a date because you like them? Did I do something wrong? Was it the starfish?
Genuine confusion. Was it the starfish?
Should I? I'm not. He's like, somebody once told me I smell like a wet dog, but I thought that was a compliment. But maybe that means that I just stink. Maybe Asa hates me because I stink. Oh man, the poor guy.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean,
if he
a lot
still
of people
smells
just
like a
think
wet dog,
they just
if he still smells like a wet dog at this point, that might be a big deal.
yeah.
You're in an apartment, Denji. Take a shower. So yeah, Denji starts to get bummed out. He's like, man, I liked her a little, but if I stink, I guess that's it. That's so sad.
All right, the way he gets up. If I stink, that's that. Listen, the funny thing is, he like, oh, should I not sleep with the dogs? But and he says, wait, dogs don't stink. Actually, yes, they do.
He looks over and he's like,
The
hey,
stink ones do.
he basically turns over to Asa. He's like, hey, dogs don't stink, right? And then big 2-page spread as Asa basically, more accurately, Yoru takes over the body and starts making out with Denji. And they start to get a little hot and heavy, but that's when the door opens and all of the dogs start to rush in, and behind them is a little girl, and she comes into full view. I think we see Nayuta. I believe her name is Nayuta. She's behind him, and then we get this big ass panel of her saying "thief," and she shoots her control devil chain at Asa and basically impales her through the head with these chains. Yeah. And that's where the chapter ends. A big 2-page spread. Yikes! Crazy chapter. Yeah. Josh, what did you think about Chainsaw Man chapter 119?
Oh, I don't know what to think, right? I was shocked. All right. And I think what we're gonna get is a lot of funniness. Oh. I think this is gonna be a very silly situation the next chapter we read. Mm-hmm. You know? I don't think Asa's dead or nothing like that. I wonder what that means. I wonder what this chain being shot through her means. I know she used to control people. Excuse me. I know she used to control people with those chains, but yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe that's she's kind of the
control. This is Mikasa, yo. This is the control devil. This is so crazy.
Makima.
He's here. Makima. I said Mikasa.
Yeah.
That's Attack on Titan.
It's okay.
Okay. This is a cozy chapter. I really like these. I'm not going to go in about it because I've mentioned it before. How skilled the author is at making these type of chapters engaging. But I liked us going through Denji's thought process. We're constantly reminded that we I don't want to say that we take things for granted, but all of this stuff, all of these basic parts of humanity are so brand new to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even the concept of dating, he's looking at it like is right and wrong, like if it's a fucking math formula or something. It's like, bro, it's just not. First of all, she's lying. She does not hate you. She actually likes this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know this is Rita, so it's just so funny because that's how it is. You don't know that. You can't read another person's mind, so all you could do is react to what people are giving you. And she literally told him that she hates him, so that's devastating.
Yeah.
I would have told her to get the fuck out of my house then if you hate me. I like this chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, Fujimoto's a beast. Did you know he's our age, Fujimoto?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. He's like 30 right now.
Why the humor's so on point.
Yeah. He's like 30. But yeah, I mean, so fucking funny this chapter. I love Asa and Denji's dynamic. It's
Yeah,
they're both just kind of like socially stunted people in different ways.
for their
Uh,
own ways. Yeah,
and Denji is just such a weird goober. It's so funny. Um, I feel like what I get ever since like Chainsaw Man Part 2 started is Denji's just trying his best. You know, he's just trying his
hmm
best to be a person. But being a
live life one
person,
day at a time.
yeah, just but being a person is complicated. And he has a it was in a way it's probably like a lot simpler the way he lived before. It was just like I just got to get enough money to afford bread and that's it. And weirdly enough, his life has gotten complicated just by wanting normal things. And I think that's just like how it is for a lot of folks, to be honest. Sometimes regular life is just fucking complicated, son. And I feel like a lot of people have kind of been in Denji's shoes in maybe less extremes ways of like reading people and reading like significant others and stuff like that, being confused. Um, you know, I just love this series a lot.
Yeah,
Nayuta
yeah,
coming in, I have no idea what that means for the series. Uh, I'm very interested because we haven't seen Nayuta up to this very moment, and yeah, we do see there's still that Makima streak, and you can't take the control out of the control devil. You know what I mean?
right.
Uh, so there's still that aspect. She's got so many dogs, as did Makima. She had like a lot of dogs because she could control them. Um,
Right.
and it is interesting because like Denji has been trying to make himself his own person, and think for himself. And I wonder what the dynamic is with Denji and the control devil this time, because I don't think that he's like back to his old ways, but he does acknowledge that the control devil is very dangerous for most folks.
Mm,
There seems to be like a level of affection there. He wants to send her to college, so there's something. But
yeah.
yeah, it's
Well,
it's.
at the end of the previous series, he still cared for Makima.
Mhm,
It was an interesting relationship because even though he knew that she didn't give a fuck about Denji as a person,
mhm,
she really was one of the only people in his life that at least did nice things for him.
mhm.
It just kind of shows the type of character he is. It says more about him than her, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's what that's all about. Denji just being that decent of a person in the face of all of the hardship he has faced.
Mhm.
He's lucky. I don't look at it as, oh, he didn't allow things to tarnish him. He just hasn't been.
Yeah.
And that's a nice thing in of itself too.
Yeah. He's a simple guy. He doesn't really want for much. And I think that helps
Mhm.
with not being able to tarnish a guy who just wants to have an apartment and to eat bread.
Right.
Um but yeah, that's all I got to say about Chainsaw Man. Fantastic chapter. I am very excited to see where this leads, especially how I feel like Yoru did this on purpose to see what would happen. Or maybe he knows that
Right.
maybe she knows that it's the chainsaw that the control devil is here and she just like wanted to see
That
what's
would
going
be
on.
so
I
crazy.
don't know. I,
Nah, they'd be scared of the control devil.
I don't know.
Look at all the devils she had under her control at the end of the series.
That's true. Yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes with Asa and Yoru and why Yoru did this. I don't know if it was as simple as she was just like testing her luck or like testing whatever it is Denji was afraid of. Um or maybe this was just her trying to get them closer so that Asa can make a weapon out of him eventually.
Mm.
Uh you know, maybe she wasn't even thinking about the consequences to breaking the rules at all. And she was just trying to further the relationship along so Denji would already make a stronger weapon. Who knows?
That's a good point.
We'll find out in a week, I guess. uh,
Yeah.